West Virginia.
Oh boy, guys, we got a bunch to review today. We got a new ship we gotta do, and we're doing a new thing.
Another boat review, comrade? Is it Soviet? I would love to review one of our greatest motherland ships in this game.
Another boat review, you say? Well, American Fury, what is the boat then?
Well, it's a ship that we can't really mention the name because of a certain video game that came out that kind of irritate everybody in this room.
Serious, comrade. What other boat is a problem of us reviewing? I mean, what other boat is literally gonna drive us on insane, Fury?
A boat we don't like? Tell us, Americans. Tell us what the boat is.
Well, German Fury, it's how do I say this? It begins with a W, and Fallout was also part of that one thing too.
Oh, you must be talking about that song that was from Fallout 76. West Virginia.
Yep, that one.
Oh, God, the voices are back in my head. Quick, let's drink more vodka to get it out.
Puts bitter in my tea every time I hear that theme song.
Oh, come on, the song's not that bad, guys. It's a traditional American tradition of having that song. West Virginia was part of America. It's not that bad.
Yeah, so was Elsa's Let It Go song, and look how that turned out well for everybody. God.
Ugh, hearing that song, I'd rather go to the Gulag than this.
Well, I hate to tell you this, guys, but we gotta review it even despite the fact that you guys all in here apparently hate the music of American songs. I'm sorry that that has to be, but we're reviewing the boat.
Fine. We will do the review on the West Virginia.
Hello, everybody. This is Fist of Fury 6992. But before we begin this review, I just want to say I am so sorry. My face cam is a little bit busted. It's being fixed right now. Don't worry, it will be back up in the next video. But for this video, I don't really have a face cam at this time. So, without further ado, let's get to the nitty gritty that you all came here for to see. West Virginia. Oh God, the music's coming back in my head. No, don't get me wrong, it's just like that whole joke there was because of Fallout 76, so when that was playing, every GameStop was playing that, and I remember like everybody was just listening to that music, and God, it was such irritating to deal with. So, back to the topic. West Virginia is based on the Tier 6 Colorado, basically is designed battleship for those who do not know what type of ship this is. See, as you can see right there. I don't have the Colorado, as you could already see. So the Colorado, I've never played it, so I don't know the basic value, but I have played West Virginia, which is basically the same ship, only difference is it's a Tier 5. Now, this ship hurts like a son of a gun. It's so heavy hitter. That's what it is, a very big heavy hitter. But for first things first, like I always do in every my review, we're going to talk about its stats of what it does. Basically, West Virginia has 51,500 hit points with an armor of 6 and 457 millimeters of armor. We will show you that armor in a few minutes. And torpedo resistant damage is 37. However, lately I've been seeing torpedoes causing flooding to this thing a lot, even though it's supposed to have like the New Mexico kind of design where it's got like a little skirt system, so but still it still causes flooding. So that's the thing I despises more of this game. It's either fire or flooding, always those two things. So anyways, now the guns on this is very interesting. First things first, it's a Tier 5 with 406mm cannon Mark 5s. You have 2 of them in the front and back. A total of 4 with 2 barrels. So you got a total of like pretty much again 4 in the front, 4 in the back. Broadside, you shoot all 8. That's the thing about us Americans. We always have like a big, strong capability guns.
Yes, your Americans have bigger caliber guns, but what's with the secondaries on this boat? There's only like a couple of them. Now, if you take inspiration from Germany, you would add more guns on that ship to make it balance.
Yes, follow the advice of the fascist dog over there with the secondaries. They can't even make a caliber gun on their Scharnhorst, so what do you expect them to learn any better?
Oh, shut it, you barbarian dogs. At least your battleships, you basically have them on fire every 5 minutes. I mean, hell, you didn't even add a water system in the boat to make sure that you don't use fire extinguishers. What were you thinking, Russians? Were you trying to set your ships on fire like crazy?
At least we have pride of us boiling our ships when we're Soviet Union. You are just a fascist dog.
Gentlemen, there's no need to fight about this. We all know that the Britannia Navy is better than everybody here. I mean, it's all hands down. It's elementary, my friend. I'll shove your HE where the sun don't shine, you damn British. At least our HE works. You Germans couldn't even get it right.
Guys, come on, this is my review. I'm an American Fury. Can you both all just take it outside if you have to?
Fine. That's all I was trying to say.
Thank you. Alright, back to talking about it. Yeah, like German Fury says, basically the secondaries are a little bit not many. Because if you look at the range and stuff on here, it's because of the commander I have. It's actually 15.5 kilometers without the commander. So I put Megatron on it, and if anyone doesn't know Megatron is the transformer that increases the range of your battleships, pretty much main cannon. So I put him on there, and voila, 17 kilometers. So you could turn this into a sniper vehicle. It's still, well, we'll get to that in a minute in the game. I'll tell you all that. So your reloading is 31.5 seconds, long reload, but again, you're dealing with 406 millimeters, like I just said, big caliber guns that American loves to use on their battleships. Long time to reload. And basically turning the guns is 31, which, you might as well make sure your guns, keep them in one direction, and make sure your boat keeps in line with that gun. If you have to turn quick, you have to turn the boat with it, because the guns are a little slowish of turning its guns. You can upgrade it to make it better. There is some admirals in this game that can do it, plus DLC admirals. I call them DLC admirals because they're not in the game, but they're like the anime and all the other ones. I'm considering them DLC. So, obviously, like the German Fury said, there's not many secondaries. There's only 8 of pretty much 120 millimeters. Only the top row. And the bottom row, which is the 127 millimeters Mark 7s, which is the longer version apparently, it basically, there's only 10 of them. That's like the main hull armor of the boat, where the rest are all like, just only 8 on top. It only shoots 4 kilometers, these both guns do. That's not good. That means if a destroyer comes up to you and stuff like that, it's going to open fire where the torpedoes can probably instantly kill you if you don't be careful. So it's one of those ships that your main cannons are your main source of protection. I mean, of course, you could put Francis von Hitler in it, and you can increase it by, I would say, 6.9 or 7, around that ballpark. But still, there's not many secondaries, so why waste a perfectly slot commander when you can improve your main guns to kill anything on sight? So keep that in mind. You could do it, but you don't want to. But the only difference is the top one has a faster reload of 4.5 seconds, but the other guns, the more guns around your ship, has a 7-second reload. So that's going to be a problem for trying to kill a destroyer. So you better make sure if these things open fire on a destroyer, the destroyer better be on low health, because there's no way to protect you of killing a boat. I mean, these can also harm cruisers. They can also set fires on ships, but the fire chance is so low, as you can see by the top ones that are only at 9% of its fire chance. And your other ones, which has 10 guns, is a 6% fire chance, which not really a good way to start off on a fire chance. But if you look on the other side, the main guns, the fire chance is way better at penning. You got a 36% with maximum HE damage of 570, but again, you're dealing with 460 millimeter cannons, so basically that will work for you. AP shells damage is 13,392. Again, I use a little bit of inspiration, but you can increase it heavily with Ottenclans doing up to 15,000. So be careful about that. Also, these shells pennings, is not that bad. However, there is a main problem with the guns, and it's the dispersion. These dispersion guns are, how do I say this? They're okay at sniping at some points, but they're not good at shell keeping togethers. Meaning, you'll see what I mean when we get into AI when I show you how to play this, and then we'll get to the multiplayer and stuff like that. But anyway, max speed 19.5, really freaking slow. So wherever you are, that's where you are. If you're on the far end of the map and the enemy's on the other side, you're screwed. Because there's no way you're going to sail all the way up there and then sail all the way down to save your teammates that fast. This thing is very, very, very slow. However, though, it's got an okay turning radius, meaning the turning is only 670 meters, meaning it could turn okay, which is shocking for a boat that has slow-ass rudder times, and yet it can turn okay. Weird, I know. Yeah, rudder shift time 13.7. It's like, yeah, it's hard to keep the engine up. And for concealment, this one, I don't want to make you guys see all this or read all this. You can see it on the screen right now if you want to look at it. But basically, you hide, like if you're at spawn and you're shooting at enemies at other spawn, you can hide. But if you shoot up to 15 or 14 kilometers, they're going to see you. This ship has no concealment. No concealment at all. Even with the smoke, you have a better chance hiding in that one than you do on the main battlefield. And being detected by air, that's going to be a given. You're going to be spotted because this is a big, huge battleship, guys. I mean, look at this. We're going to go to the armor real quick. Look at this. This is a big-ass battleship. It's going to get spotted. Even with the Admiral to hide you better, it's going to be detected after you fire your guns. You could change it to make it where you could turn into a sniper, but why? Why would you do that? The ship is heavily designed to be a brawler or a medium support route. It's not designed to snipe easily, and I'm going to show you why when we get into battle. It can snipe, though, for all you are commenting down at the bottom, but it cannot shell group, and I will show you that. But first, let's get to the armaments. As you can tell, the armaments is not that good, but it does have a kite shield, basically boat design. And what I mean by that is if you angle yourself like this on the battlefield, you can block so many shells from an enemy's perspective of seeing this. It's really good at blocking shells. However, though, overpending guns like the Nelson and stuff is going to eat right through this. So be careful of guns that are really extremely big that can pen you. But mostly like some Japanese, even I bounced even a New Mexico doing a kite shield. And New Mexico's pretty much almost got the same guns as these do. So, yeah. Keep that in mind. Alright, so let's look at the armaments real quick, and then we'll get right to the AI battle. Now, first and foremost, the front part of the bow. The front and the rear of the armor. First of all, let's look at the front since we're already here. The front only has 26 millimeters of armor. These things are ridiculously weak. Citadels will be easily possible on the front. However, the Citadel is not there, thank God, but it's literally a weak spot for battleships, so you have to be careful. Like, see, underplating is 26, and where's this other one pointing at? I gotta figure out where this is pointing because it highlights it. Oh God. Wargaming, why can't you make it easier on me? Basically, you got the very bottom of the boat, which is really strong, but everything in front of it is not that great. Now, let's look at the back of the ship. Now, the back of the ship surprised me, even though it's not a kite shield angled. And yes, I know, I should have mentioned, even though how weak it is, that's why I said the kite shield works, because look at that. If AP tries to pen that, it's too arrowhead. It's too dynamically angled, where it could bounce some shells. That's what I was saying. Okay, but back to the back side of the boat. So, the back side is a little bit not a kite shield. It's more like a surfboard kind of thing, if you surfers out there know what type of. There's like a triangle and then there's like the octagon kind of way. But same thing, top part of the boat is only like less armored, but inside the middle of the boat is literally 200 to nearly almost 250 millimeters of armor. That's insane for that part. So if you're trying to shoot this in the back part of the ship, you have a less time penning it hardly than you do the front because of how much millimeters of armor it is. Oh, not to mention inside the boat a little bit, it has some strong armor in the front, so that's why the kite shield works better, as you can see in the back. But outside the boat, it's got like the strong millimeters of armor, but underneath it, it's only got like 15 to only something armor, and then you got the orange part, which is a little bit better, which is going to suck because if you got hit by a torpedo in the back end, your rudders and everything is going to shut down, and it's not going to move, and it's going to break your thing, so keep that in mind. Do not get hit in the back of the ship. Like any other battleship, do not get hit by a torpedo. That's the number one book rule of World of Warships, or any book at all for any commander. Don't, it'd be like chapter 1, don't get hit by a torpedo. Chapter 2, don't get hit by a torpedo. Chapter 3, don't get fired. Don't get fired on. Like, don't get fucking, like, set on fire. Alright, let's talk about the main inside the boat, which protects the citadel, which is the heart of the boat. Now, inside the boat is okay. Like, you got up to 203 millimeters to 343 millimeters, which is pretty good, because mostly when shells drop in the water, they lose their pen because of the gravitational pull of the water makes it slowly stop in the water. Now, it could pen it with a citadel because guns like the Nelson can overpen this shit. So be in mind, don't be broadside, because even though looking at this boat head on, it's completely flat on the side. So make sure you do not broadside in the middle. Even though you have good chance of not getting citadel on that side, you do not want that side to be exposed because it's so flat. However, if it hits the water line, you have a better chance of surviving a citadel a little bit better with this boat than any other boat, because if Wargaming does anything right with shell grouping, if it hits the water, it has a better chance blocking it. Now, underneath the boat, which is where the torpedoes will hit or something like that, is 26 millimeters. That's why I said you don't want to get hit by a torpedo. Like this will end you. I mean, I don't know what shell. Can you guys leave in the comments below like what type of boat shelling for a tier 5 or 6 that can reach this bottom of the water, because usually when shells drop in the water, they lose their speed and altitude in water because gravitational stops, and basically it gets halted by the water pressure, because it goes right in the water and water pressure stops. It's like shooting a bullet in the water. Like, it goes a little bit far, but then it slowly stops because there's no gravity in it, and it's pushing the water to make it stop. So I don't know if anything can reach that. Leave me in the comments below if maybe I'm wrong, maybe Wargaming does it, but to me, there's really not many ships that I know of that can go underneath that depth of water, especially where you're shooting. It might, but I highly doubt it. And last but not least, you got the very bottom of the boat, which is 50 millimeters. So at least if a shell does make it, you got at least a little bit more of a chance. If it hits the very bottom, it doesn't pen it. But again, I usually aim at the top part of the boat, so that way the shell gravity can land on the boat. So most likely you're going to be hitting this part of the boat a lot. So keep in mind for low pending cruisers who fire AP, British, you're not going to easily pen it on the side unless you got additional help. I mean, you could, but the flatness and stuff and the way how these guns are really big, you're going to have a hard time killing it. You got to literally outsmart it in order to kill it. Alright, so let's go to the main deck armor. Obviously, there is nothing to talk about. The entire boat is only 16 millimeters of armor. But the one thing I find funny is the commander area. That's where the commander sits to drive the boat and all that. It's 406 millimeters of armor. What? What? That can not, even the Nelson's gun could barely pen that in a distance. Close range, yes, but in a distance, no. So, if you try to shoot the main deck of the crew thing to do some damage, if it's kite shielding, because I know I do, if it's kite shielding, I always aim above the deck to hopefully have the shells drop down onto the boat. You have a high chance of blocking something. Well, not a high chance, but like you have a little chance of blocking the shells because of that 406mm armor commander thing. If it hits anywhere, that is going to be a problem, which you would think that would be easy to avoid. But you got the main guns that can block it. I mean, yeah, the guns can be destroyed if it gets hit too many times, but you got the main guns that block it up on the crow's nest. You got that thing. So the only thing you can hit is the part that doesn't damage the ship, which is literally the very top part of it. So that's really terrifying to think about that. So you better make sure, if you're fighting against a West Virginia kite shielding, you better make sure your shells drop where the anchors are, so it can drop right down on the boat, or try your best to have your RNG favor to try to hit around it where the other wood planks on side to side. But it's like, don't aim for the commander's thing, because that's a lot of armor. I mean, yee. Alright, so speaking of that, let's talk about the mid part of the deck. We'll go to the main deck in a minute, but this is the inside of the main deck after, like, you got the outside being very tough, and then you got the inside very tough of 343mm of armor. So that's good. I mean, for that armor belt, really good. I mean, you don't want a broadside. Like, again, I say this to everybody. You do not want a broadside in a battleship. Broadsiding is just easily say, here, kill me. You always want a kite shield. But if you have to broadside, West Virginia has a better chance of surviving a Citadel unless it's a really overpending gun. Better than most ships. Like, better than the Japanese. Yeah, Japanese have nothing. If you're frontline brawling with that, dude, what the hell are you doing? So, yeah. So the belt and stuff's okay, but the upper deck's a little bit weaker. You got like 36mm and stuff, so just be careful about that when you pen that. Like, you know, when people drop shells down on you and they overpen your armor. Alright, the upper deck. Now let's talk about the upper deck. There's nothing. I mean, you have pretty much 19mm of armor protecting from the front and back of the actual interior boat. But then you got like 26mm as the main deck. This is literally it. The main deck. So you could drop a shell where anywhere that green thing is, besides the, you know, firing it head-on kite shield with the commander thing that I just said. And you could drop a shell in there and do massive amount of damage if it drops on top of it. Now, like I said, broadside you could do massive damage. Air dropping on it, like an artillery, can harm it. Kite shielding, though, when you aim for the whole armor, ain't gonna do shit. There's too much layers of armor when it does the kite shield. Okay. Now let's get to the main heart of it. The Citadel. The thing that this armor and this armor tries to protect so heavily with so much spatial armor in it. So, moving all that. So your Citadel is the main heart of your boat. The thing that harms you so much if you get pen. So you got the main frontal part of the Citadel being 343. Again, kite shielding will make that beneficiary. However, though, the rest of it is only 50mm of armor. Now you're probably thinking, oh, Fury, that's so weak. But you gotta keep in mind, you add that armor, you add this armor, and you add the roof part, you times it by that. And yes, guns can easily still pen it if it's an overpending gun, but kite shielding, with all that millimeters of armor, you have a better chance blocking it. So, like I said, let me recap with the armor real quick. Like I say a million times, but I say this to so many people because I'm not saying this to sound like an asshole or treating the community base like babies, but there's so many people that try to broadside with these boats and you don't. So first rule of this book, owning a West Virginia, never show broadside of your boat, which is literally like this to the enemy. You do not want that unless you're going to guarantee to kill it or do massive damage to exchange of how much massive damage you might receive if they hit you. You want a kite shield. Always kite shield. Always do that. Even if you only have 4 guns in the front, you want to make sure you have the minimum reduced damage on this boat. Okay, now flipping the page. Rule 2 of this boat. Do not go in close quarters with people who have torpedoes. Even this thing has amazing turn radius. The speed is so downgrade an F. You don't want that. And third chapter of this book, do not let an overpending gun shoot on top of your deck. Especially if he's close range. It will harm you. Or broadside you. It will harm you really bad. So, now saying all that, I'm gonna see you on the AI battlefield first, and then we'll go to standard. Alright, here we are, guys. On the AI battle, we're in a pretty much a perfect tier game to show it off and me to talk about this. Now, when I said it before about the main cannons of West Virginia, saying you can make this a sniper, but I said we'll get to the battle to see why I have a problem with it, is because the main batteries of these guns is the RNG system is really not good on these boats. Like, the problem with these boats, the RNG system will make the shells fly all over the place to where either 1 or 2 will hit out of the fucking 8 you have if you broadside. So, like I said, usually sniping with this boat at 14 kilometers would be better than, you know, shooting like theirs. Like, see, for example, I'll show you this, for example. Maybe I can hit him. He's broadside. Oh, he disappeared. I'm not going to shoot a destroyer because I got AP loaded by accident. Now, of course, I'm playing it a little bit wrong. I'm overarching it, but again, this is AI, so I'm trying to get to the battlefield. They only target things first. But basically, watch what I'm doing. Basically, you want this. You want to make sure your ship looks like this. Like, pretty much of a nice kite shield angle to where the enemy shells can't easily pen you. Now, you got to be careful not to get flanked on either side because of the shell, you know, many people shooting shells at you is no good. So let's try shooting it at him. Let's try there. And I'll show you it. Is that gonna hit? Ooh, ooh, oh, god dang it. It was lined up perfectly. But you see the dispersion there, audience? I'll show you it again when we find another target. But you saw, like, the shells going all over the place. That's why this ship, I think, is designed to be a brawler. Even though it doesn't have a lot of secondaries, like I said, it's still better. Now, better at brawling, I meant to say. Sorry, I a little bit stuttered because I was trying to think of, like, yep, that's what I was worried about. Wait, what the... Teammates, I know they're AIs, but come on. Alright, I guess I'm going to have to deal with the destroyer, but I load the wrong shell. And this is the problem. Now you see, like, the turning radius. I'm trying to cut my engine down to turn a little bit faster to keep my guns, keep up with that. Firing my guns. And that was a beautiful hit on it, but it was only AP, so I overpenned some stuff. So my apologies for those people that are going to criticize me on the bottom saying, like, Fury, what the hell? And I'm about to run into an island. Oh, crap. Now we got a cruiser and stuff like that. And this is not something you want to do. You don't want ships to be like this to you. But luckily, they're only shooting HE. The only thing they're going to do to me is annoy the piss out of me. I can't fire HE at that. I'm going to fire it at that destroyer since I have it loaded. He's about to turn, so right there would be good. Ah, he stopped, but at least I got him stopping with the cap thing. I need to get out of here, but there's a mountain in front of me because I freaking arc turned too much. There's the fire. Okay, if worse comes to worse, I may have to fire at that cruiser. But I only got 8 HE loaded. I just want to get rid of the destroyer because I thought, like, the destroyer is going to kill me. And finally, you're getting over here? You're going to come help, buddy? Because I know that's a player. Let's see if I hit that. You see what I mean, audience? Even at close range, the dispersion on these guns. And you saw me aimed right at them, so it's not like I screwed up. And twice the fire. Like I said, they're just going to annoy the living piss out of me. Okay, I gotta really turn, because if that freaking Kirov is going... I think that's how you pronounce it. Fires torpedoes at me. I want to angle myself correctly. Okay, I'm gonna fire at this, because this is broadside. I know it's HE, but... Ooh! I'd take that back. But then again, the Kirov has no armor, so at double the Citadel, I'll take it. Oh god, I'm burning alive. See, this is why, at least it's a good idea showing you what not to do in the West Virginia. Never show broadside, and this is what I mean about don't get caught on fire. Oh shit, the destroyer's coming after me now. Okay, I gotta line it up perfectly. Let's try there. Ooh, 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 yes! Got him! Finally, shells worked out for me. Alright, now loading AP, because, oh god, here comes the New Mexico. Now I'm going to show you how to actually block stuff, if he's aiming at me. Yep, he's aiming at me. Okay, I need a kite shield. Kite shield, kite shield. Now I'm a lot safer. Make sure that you're kite shielding, because here we go. See, he hit me, but it didn't harm me. Ah, he's taking out my secondaries with his secondaries. And this is what I see all the time with online players. They angled this too much, and right now I'm kind of not trying to. I need to cut my engine. I'm sorry, I did a spastic there. I keep on forgetting B's no longer my engine. I had to switch it out so you guys could see the shell shooting from miles away. I'm going to try to cut my engine going 1/4 a little bit to try to keep it kite shield, but I don't think it's going to work because that New Mexico is way too close. If I could get my secondaries to line up without freaking exposing myself. Okay. That's a good hit. And then aim here. Because the Citadel's right there. Ah, he turned just in time and the water blocked it. That's another thing with West Virginia. It's just... she's a weird specimen. She'll miss, she will hit, she'll give you good games, she'll give you bad games. It's a mediocre boat. If anyone knows the Colorado, then they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. New Mexico ain't paying attention to me, so I'm going to aim at the upper deck since he's angling himself. There we go, there's some hits. And it looks like torpedoes might finish him off. Can we finish him off? Nope. He died. Alright. 71,000 damage, and I'm seeing the Kirov over there. Oh no, not the Kirov. Freaking... I'm losing my Marov. It's the Koenig. It's my country boat. Well. Alright, I'm going to aim in on the Koenig now. So I edited it a little bit out so you can see it. It's the German battleship. Let's aim here. Let's see where those shells go. Come on, baby. I feel like winning a million. What? Oh. Hit the turret tower, but not the actual boat. Okay, so he's kite shielding. Ooh, this one's going to be tough. I'm going to try aiming here. My guns should be able to overpen them since it is a 406mm, so let's see. Come on, shell grouping. Ooh, okay. I harmed his gun. So my advice, if you have to snipe this long and you're scared of the accuracy, I would just load up HE to be safe. You want to make sure you damage it and not damage you. So far he's not looking at me, so I can go like broadside like this, I think. Let me fire another shells at him. Aim for the upper deck a little bit, but he's coming at me, so I'm going to aim a little bit lower. There we go. And right on the deck. See if I can hit him again before the game over. Can I beat him? Nope. Alright, audience. Enough messing around for that one. I just wanted to show you the basic of it. Now let's go into multiplayer and actually do the rewards and stuff. So we'll get... I'm not going to show the rewards here, what I got in that mode, but I will get to it. Alright, we'll see you on the battlefield. Alright guys, here we are on the battlefield. Actual fighting players, and we are in a tier 6 game, which is not really the IKEA thing. And they put me in the worst spot ever. They put me in the front lines in the middle of the map. I don't want this. I mean, West Virginia, like I said, is so flat that I don't want to go left and right and exposing my armor. So what I'm going to do is back up first and try to go over there. Also, if you're new to the channel too, please leave a like if you like this video. And also, to remember too, that if I show off a multiplayer game or a standard game against people, this is real time. This is not editing to show how great the boat is like I did in the past. You could thank Wargaming removing the systems that actually make it where I can show off a good games and stuff, and I don't have the editing system to edit out. So I figured to give you a standard idea of what you're dealing with, I'm basically just playing real time right now. So whatever goes, whatever goes. So I'm going to try to make it over to A to try to avoid it, but I'm not going with these Sean Horse people because they're designed to go forward head spearheading with their ships. I'm not designed to do that. I am going to try to get out of here, but I'm spotted. So that's not good, so I'm going to have to take the longer route as quickly as I can, turning around and try to show my butt angling in a kite way out of here, because this is in the open. This is like anyone can shoot me kind of area. So, ooh, Baron. Okay, let's see. I'm going to keep turning my bow, but I'll let your audience see this if it hits or not. I know sniping's not going to be a good idea, but here we go. Ooh, look at that shell grouping. It just flies all over the place besides the boat. Alright, I hit him, but good grief. Alright, I'm going to get out of here. Try to shoot at other target. Oh god, there's the Nelson. That's the one boat you have to watch out for. That one will eat West Virginia alive if it hits you. What is that? York? Oh, he's behind a rock. I know this acts cowardly, guys, and all the enemy ships. I might go over there. Hang on. Maybe if I could turn this boat around, I could probably... Well, no, because there's only 2 ships and against the whole entire... the whole entire swarm. Let's see if we can hit this guy again. I don't know where he's at. I'm going to just guess. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe, audience. Maybe. Oh, yes. I guessed correctly. Can never predict over those mountains, audience. That was a good hit. I know I said I'm not supposed to snipe in it, but I'm just saying you can snipe in this. So I don't want people in the comments saying, like, you can't snipe in it, Fury. You just showed it. Yes, I know you can. But look at the dispersion of the guns. Like, it's just, it goes all over the place. Ooh, I really fucked up that Baron. Holy crap. I didn't even Citadel him. Yeah, I need to get out of here. I need to head behind these rocks, push forward a little bit, but kite shield me back at B, because literally that's the plan of this. So, I'm going to edit this out until you see something special. And of course there's the... Oh, wait. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Where did that come from? Team? 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 Oh my god. This is... Our team is downright in effing. God dang it. Like I said, guys, anything goes, and our team is just downright in F. That's not gonna work. God. That dispersion. It looks good when you fire it. Then all of a sudden, just whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, I am so dead. God. Well, at least I show you how to play it in AI. It just sucks that this is a common thing in freaking World of Ship Legend multiplayer. It's so fucking stupid that this is a thing. Maybe I can hit that destroyer. Okay, that looks good. See? You see it on that end? It looks good. And then he picks up the speed right after that. Alright, loading the HE. Yeah, it's all over, and this is such bullshit. I just moved only a couple inches away from the battlefield and stuff, and my entire team just gets destroyed. I haven't even get to the front lines yet. It's like this boat is so slow, it's like the time I get to the front lines, the game's either over, or basically the game is like fucking dealing with other shit. Yep, and here comes the torpedoes. Kite shield, and still get flooding. I hate the flooding mechanics. Like, I seriously hate the flooding mechanics in this fucking game. And of course, Sean Horse is the only one that got a kill, because heaven forbid in this game, only thing that got killed in this game is the Sean Horse. Oh, he's trying to turn, so there we go. Oh, come on, dispersions. Yep, I'm gonna get hit with all those torpedoes. And of course, that caused flooding again. Again, wargaming. I don't know what's your deal with torpedoes in the last update, but ever since you came out with it, you literally cause flooding to a ship every 5 seconds. It's getting so irritating. Please tell me that killed it. Nope, only harm it. This is what I mean about the dispersions on the guns. And it's not like I have Andrew Cunningham. Oh wait, I do. Get the fuck out of here. God. Now I gotta position my boat. I'm almost dead. I did horrible in this game. But then again, it doesn't help that the entire team got slaughtered. So, I'm basically fucked. So, I'm just gonna say, just GG. And just pretty much just about to die. I don't even care anymore. It's just the accuracy on these guns, firing at long range. I did okay at first in the beginning, but then it's just teammates just get slaughtered. It's slaughtered. And it's so freaking irritating that that's a thing. And these dispersions on these guns, just fuck. And you saw me at close range. It wasn't like I was physically missing the destroyer. It's just RNGesus just decided to fuck me. So I'm just gonna kite shield and see what happens. I know I'm fucking dead. Cause this is a nightmare. Okay. That destroyer got pushed. Get out of here. And dead. It's like if I was gonna die, I'm taking you with me, asshole. Oh, frick. People, I swear to God. I'm sorry, I'm doing a face palm because this is literally my life in World of Warships Legend. This is how bad people are in the game. You had all these boats, and it wasn't really the team's fault. Literally, the entire boats all went in different directions. So, literally, it's just wargaming. You need to fix the spawn mechanic. You need to have it where everybody is at the base. You need to stop putting some over there, some over there, some in the middle. Because West Virginia cannot be in the middle. Never, ever can be in the middle of the map. West Virginia is always left or right. Because of how bad the citadels can be on this boat, you do not want to be in the freaking middle. And it went everything against in this game what I was supposed to do. I was trying to snipe with it, which you saw how bad the RNG system is. I tried to kill a destroyer, but RNGs has fucked me over in that because West Virginia Guns apparently has a range shotgun of a freaking small ass fucking caliber shotgun that can't shoot fucking many miles. Ugh. It's like I'm looting BB pellets that keep missing the target. Don't get me wrong, it hits like a bitch, but still. Let's go to the economy real quick, because obviously here is not going to tell you the reward. For all of you who are new, you have to go to here. So, I have premium. So, without premium, I would have made 100k, which thankfully it makes up for that frustration of a team. I made 165k with premium, plus the 500, and, you know, I'm not going to say all that, but you get the point. I'm just going by the big numbers. So, XP earning with premium, I would have made 125. 100. Sorry, I'm so flustered about that game. I'm speaking gibberish. 1,252, and with premium, 1,879. That's good. Like, it's okay XP earnings, but again, what's the point of having XP earnings if you're gonna just use gold to get the boat off it? So there's no point in the XP unless you're going to bypass by actually using real money bypass a boat. Free XP. Without premium, I would have made 63, and with premium, I made 94. Again, I didn't use boosters. I think I accidentally used modification boosters on the 6XP modification. I may accidentally use a flag on the commanders. My bad. So if you want to do the math, you can subtract it. But I did okay with XP boosting. So maybe I don't. I don't know. Let's look in the garage real quick and see. Did I put a flag? No, I didn't. It actually has crew. It does crew XP boosting too. So okay, that was not good. Okay, final verdict. This boat costs like 10,000 gold. That's in the U.S. where I am. Let's see. Let me look at the store real quick to memorize the price real quick. No, I didn't get my free dress. I just pretty much just got on here. Oh wait, why am I looking at ships? I meant to look at the blooms. 10,000 gold is pretty much 44 bucks. So, what do I rate West Virginia? Well, audience, in my opinion, West Virginia has some major problems that you can fix. I mean, there are so many admirals that can fix the RNG system. I had Andrew Cunningham on here. It didn't really work because it still had problem with the RNG system. And he's a high level. He's like ranked 11, so he still has a problem. I know I could make some tweaks and make him better, but again, like, I should not suffer through that. Especially with a high ranking thing, it should be more precise. But I guess not. Penning is okay. It can pen long range on top of decks. You saw me harm the Koenig, pretty much, and pretty much harmed a lot of other ships. Killed the destroyer, which I really didn't want to. And don't worry, I'm not judging the overall verdict of it. I'm just showing you an example what it's like playing West Virginia. And I have played this many times, but I'm just showing you this. I'm not judging the review if you're new here. I'm just judging the gameplays you're going to get. And that happens a lot. Like you saw that destroyer. I kept shooting at it. It could not line up and hit him. The shells kept going all over the place. And then at the very end, I kill him and then kill the freaking cruiser. So there's going to be games like that you're not going to be able to do anything, audience. Because these guns are apparently inaccurate as hell, even though they're big caliber guns. You would think they would be accurate, but they're not. So, final verdict. So, you got guns that hit hard. Let's just recap real quick. You got guns that hit hard, but it inaccurate as hell at sometimes. You can make them accurate, but it's inaccurate sometimes. You don't have many secondaries, so you can't protect yourself from, battle, destroyers. It doesn't have many good guns that could protect it. It's your main caliber gun that's going to protect you, which is a huge problem because of the reload it has. You can reduce it down with the commander, but again, you got so many other problems you have to fix. You have to fix the RNG system. You have to fix well, you don't need to really fix secondaries. There's not enough secondaries to say that you can fix it. You have to fix some of the other things, shell grouping and stuff like that, to make sure your shells go not all over the place. It's a pain in the butt to keep this ship alive, audience. So, my final verdict is going to be a tough one, because I know West Virginia can do something. I just couldn't show justice here in this video that I'm doing right now. And my final verdict is it's pretty much a 6.0 out of 10. I know it's slightly above average. I know that. But I wanted to give it a 5.5 out of 10. But I know people could say they could do better than that. And I can agree with you. West Virginia is not a bad specimen boat. It just got some huge problems with those main guns, dispersions. And I would gladly, if you have it and you could show better, please do. Like, I would love to hear in your thing of West Virginia players doing good. I really would love to. But it has amazing kite shield. It's got good guns. It's just the dispersion needs to be worked on so heavily on this boat that you need to fix the RNG system on this boat to make it good. And it's got horrible speed, which means you just saw there, I just only drove to the left a little bit to try to get away from the huge crowd to try to regroup with my team, but my whole entire team died, and by the time I got to the cap thing, the game's already over. I don't know if that's because it was really fast or the fact of the boat is, but that's been numerous times. Wherever you are, that's where you have to fight. And I did not want to fight in the middle because you just saw there was a destroyer there was cruiser there was battleships all around that area. I would have been slaughtered faster than I did in the last part of the game. So, Wargaming, please fix that. And I know there is an admiral that can fix the speed, but you have so many problems with the boat. So that's it. I have to give it a 5.5 out of 10 for me, but I know a lot of you are wanting 6.0 out of 10, but I can't stress enough that it's an okay boat. I don't mind it if people said you bought this and you like it. That's fine. Please. If you like it, cool. It's your money. But I'm just saying from experiencing playing West Virginia. So, thank you all so much for watching. Sorry that I didn't show any justice. Sorry about the phone, guys. And I will see you comrades in the next video. Bye, guys. Who the hell is calling me?